Hey everybody, welcome back to Unicorn Princess Gotham. I'm Onikage, and this month we are going to be doing Planet Crafter. We're going to try to do a few more multiplayer streams, sort of like we were doing with Abiotic Factor. However, my first video here, I'm just going to be doing a new save solo. I'm playing it on hardcore mode. Basically, hardcore mode means that the oxygen, food, and water all deplete very quickly, and if you die, it erases your save file. I've been playing the game going back at least 2 years when it was like first in early access, and I've got a lot of experience, but I've taken a break, so I'm just now getting back into it. I've played it a little bit. They've definitely added a lot of cool stuff. Like, it's not just getting the plants. Now there's insects, amphibians, animals. Like, you really go through like a full evolutionary chain of gameplay. The game is very simple because there's just these buttons over here. This is all you do. Tab for inventory, Q opens the build menu, shift sprint, construction, rotate, light chip, and that's pretty much it. Spacebar, it doesn't show here, but spacebar is jump. And then if you have a jetpack, which is something you'll get later, double spacebar basically lets you use the jetpack. It's unlimited in how much you can use it. There's no fuel. And basically all the interactions and everything is pretty easy to get a hang of. The problem with hardcore is that where you start in a normal game is a decent area. Where you start in hardcore is like on a cliff with very little resources around you. And the thing I found playing it is that like starvation is one of the biggest threats early on until you can go ahead and start growing your own food. So we are starting at the very beginning. It's got my little thing on the side there, craft the backpack and equip it, craft and equip the oxygen. So we need 2 iron, we need 2 cobalt, and another iron and magnesium. And then we're going to need the chips for these. And I've got 4 slots. However, you can increase your slots and inventory as you go. As you can see, the water is already depleting pretty quickly. There's some ice. I can grab that to make some water. But for the backpack and stuff, we are just going to focus on that as well as trying to get the oxygen tank as soon as possible. You'll find these blue chests a lot. They are super important because that's where you're going to find a lot of the stuff that you can't build yourself, like seeds and whatnot. Um, One really cool feature that they did in the game is that the blue chests actually spawn their loot the first time you interact with them. So if I had left that chest until much later in the terraforming and come back to it, it would have had useful things for the current state of terraforming that I was at. Yeah, as you can see, the oxygen is going down super fast, so we got to get back in here. Okay, go ahead and get that. Now what do we need? Silicone to magnesium and more silicone and magnesium. Okay. It is really fun. Not just because it's an easy to play game, like to learn and stuff, but also it's really cool watching the planet change as you make progress. Like right now, it's red sky, it's very, lifeless, looks, like super harsh to try to even survive here. But as you go, you can even get to a point once you get past the mid game where the air becomes breathable. So the things that you do early on is you try to make 3 things. Oh, I don't have the construction chip yet, so I can't show you. But just for that, we just need 2 more silicone. Okay. And as you can see, it's already getting dark, so well, we're going to need that iron, but not yet. And if I fall down there, I'm going to be in big trouble, so we've got to be really careful about how we proceed. I don't need the titanium yet, so now we got to do our little spam jump thing. Kind of reminds me of Skyrim a little bit in the way like you get around mountains and shit. Let's refill the oxygen. Okay, we just need one more silicone, and hopefully that's over here. When your food, water, or air gets low, the screen starts to go dark and you start hearing your heartbeat. So it is definitely anxiety inducing, which I think is, it's about immersion when it comes to these kinds of games to really get into it. Okay, there we go. So, um, you've got the Vegetube, which is how you get oxygen. You've got the drill, which creates atmospheric pressure. You've got a wind turbine. This is like, how you get power to power all this shit. And then there's the heater to generate heat. And then you can make these screens to sort of keep an eye on your progress. And then you build your base with like the living compartment, the door, stairs, lights, all this other shit. So one of the things that is really useful to do early on, and I think I need just one more iron to do it. Let's go back here and look. Okay, I need silicone, so I need 2 iron, 1 titanium. That's a third iron, a second titanium, and 1 silicone. Wherever you build like the habitat, it has air automatically. Even with low power or no power, it also seems to have air. And when you deconstruct, you get back all the materials that you used for the construction in the first place. So there's not really material loss, which is nice. And when you get like new things to make, you can basically dismantle the older stuff to get your materials back just to help out and sort of get things back. So as you can see, I did that, got my air back. Okay, now we leave it, deconstruct, got all the materials back. And basically, this area is insanely hard to start out in. So you do want to like make the habitat thing like I was doing, and we're going to need to head out and to try to find a better spot. We could go down into there, but I'm not super familiar with that area, so I don't want to die, so we're not going to be doing that. All right, let's make some water, oxygen, all part of the grand plan not to die. Take all this food and another oxygen. Okay, we don't need that one, so yeah, we'll take the water bottle just to be on the safe side. Okay, and so now we are going to abandon our little drop pod and we are going to head out. You can actually deconstruct these chests. They give you 1 iron if you do, which is useful to have early on, but it's also a good idea to deconstruct them once you've emptied them. That way you don't like go back to them later, like hoping to find shit because they don't respawn. The materials on the ground also do not respawn. Respawn. They don't respawn. But there is random meteor showers, and in the meteors are more materials. Now, I've never been hit by a meteor, so I don't know if they do damage to you or can kill you. If you're in your compartment, you are generally safe. So, if there's ever a meteor storm, just, I wouldn't want to risk it. Just get inside, wait till it's over, and then go out and see what materials you got. The environment is really cool. There's a bunch of different biomes, and the biomes actually change as you progress as well, which is, always a great feature. That way you can like go back and revisit places. Another cool thing is that there's a lot of ice. And so, not just the ice on the ground like that you can pick up for making water, but there's ice that melts, and as it melts, you get access to other areas of the world. So exploration is really, really a big part of this. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the sound it usually makes when a meteor storm is coming. So we'll go out here. And yeah, see, it just looks bad. I don't see any meteors yet, but Okay, so I recognize this place down here. This is like a little, it's like a sand waterfall, I guess. And I think that's one of the meteors, so we're going to go down here. Your food and health are the same thing. So taking falling damage this early is really, really bad because that's going to use up food, and food is going to be the most finite of our resources. All right, go ahead and do that there. The heartbeat started, but we got inside in time. There we go. Okay, so there seems to be a decent amount of materials here, so we're just gonna, well, let's get a more central location. Okay, there's a chest over there. We'll have to go check that out. Yeah, this place is really dense with resources, so let's go ahead and start. Okay. So obviously we need to make some room to gather as much of this shit as we can. One iron is going to let us create one storage crate, so that's what we're going to do. Put that there. Early on, I always keep one water bottle and one oxygen capsule with me. Because that is literally going to mean life or death, especially once you get out and you start doing exploration inside shipwrecks that you find. Because you can get lost in them, and if you don't get out in time, then you're going to die, and since we're on hardcore, we lose the save. If you die on the other modes, it's not as bad. The next setting down from this is called Intense. And on Intense, if you die, you keep all of your equipment, but you lose everything in your inventory. And there's no, like, corpse run to do. Like, it's just gone. There's no getting it back. So if you're not careful, you can lose, like, a lot of good shit. Okay. So let's build some turbines. Get 3 of those. Okay. Let's go back out. We need to build some drills. So we need some titanium. There's titanium. Oh. Yep, here comes the meteors. Would be pretty messed up if this is the first time they actually do kill me while I'm doing this stream. Okay. Sulfur, we're going to need that later, but not right now, so we'll leave it. Try to track one for you so you can see. See, and like all those rocks. So in those rocks is going to be materials that hopefully are going to be useful to us in a little bit. Also, if the meteors hit your stuff, I don't think it damages it. Again, I've never run into that. So, you know, I'm just guessing essentially on that, but I've gotten a pretty big base and it hasn't done anything. So I'm pretty confident saying that it doesn't actually do anything. Alright, I did see another chest over here, but we might want to leave that for now and get it later once we've done some more terraforming, because right now all the stuff I need is stuff I can get off of the ground. Okay, and as you can see to the upper right, now that I've built one drill, the terraforming index is increasing. And that is like your total terraforming between everything, the oxygen, the heat, and the pressure. Later, when you can get insects, then the insects count towards your biomass, which is also part of the terraforming. Same thing for plants and like pretty much everything else. Okay, so let's put these two here. We should probably increase the size of our base so we can get some more room going. I'm not seeing very much titanium though, which is making me a little bit nervous about picking this spot. I'll grab some silicone. Alright, there's more titanium. Eventually, some of the stuff that you can build does multiple purposes. Like some of the drills will actually also produce heat. Same thing for like when you get to plants, the plant stuff produces oxygen and plant life. So overall, it just makes, getting your whole setup up a bit faster. So let's make the compartment. We got some more room. Let's go ahead and make a desk. There is a larger container you can get at a certain point later, but I don't have that now. Do I have cobalt? No, but there's cobalt outside. So the most important thing right now is keeping an eye on the energy levels, because if you run out of power, then all of your stuff stops. Again, it's super convenient the way that they've set the game up, because basically wherever you build your power generators, like the turbines, it powers wherever you place anything on the planet. So we've got 1.13 kilowatts, and this uses uses 0.65, so two of those would be 1.3, so we don't have enough for two. But we can build one and the Vegetube, so that might be a good idea. Okay, so the Vegetube, iron, ice, magnesium. We know we have iron. Let's go get some more ice and magnesium. Okay. And they give you one seed to start with, but again, you can find seeds as you're out and about. All right, we'll take 3, because what we'll do is we'll build another turbine, and now we should be able to build 2 of these. Okay, we didn't lose power. Excellent. 0.58. Okay. So we'll try to get a little bit more going, and then, yeah, I'm really going to have to abandon this area because I need the iridium to make the heaters, and I'm not seeing any iridium around here. It's not a big deal to leave your base. You actually do want to make multiple bases anyway. Okay, so with our terraforming, since we hit 75, now we can build a bigger air tank, which means we have a better chance of not dying, which is always good. Let's see if we can make it back in time. Well, oh, nope, I don't have enough, so I do have to get back because I can't build a compartment. Whew, okay. Alright, and just to give an idea, do we have silicone? We do have silicone. Okay. This is your terraformation screen, and this tells you not only what your totals are, but also how many per second you are generating of any of the things. So right now we are generating 0.08 parts per quadrillion oxygen. So at this rate, it's going to be a long time before the atmosphere is breathable, but that's not a problem. Okay, so sounds like another meteor storm is coming. All right, let's go ahead and eat some food. We need another iron and silicone, but let's make the crafting station. Oh shit, now we gotta build another turbine. Okay. Alright, what do we need? Silicone, 2 magnesium. Alright, we know we have silicone. Let's go get 2 magnesium. And then we can do some more exploring with the new oxygen pack while we head out to go to a new area. Now, one quality of life thing they did do is you don't have to unequip your current thing to upgrade it. So if you have it, it'll just, boom, auto upgrade and auto equip. Iron And silicone, I got iron. Let's get another silicone because we're going to build the progress screen because I'm not remembering how far we need to get in the terraformation to get the expanded backpack. Okay, when we get to 300, we get the new backpack. And as you can see, total terraformation unlocks all this good, useful utility. Oxygen unlocks heat. Heat unlocks oxygen stuff and plant stuff later. And then pressure unlocks new power sources and more pressure. So, just focusing on just a single one isn't a good idea. You want to be raising all three pretty consistently. Mm. And as you see on the bottom of the screen there, it says find blueprint microchips and decode them here. When you find those, yeah, you can decode them, and then they give you blueprints for new pieces of gear you can make, which is super useful. All right, let's go ahead and deconstruct that. You know what? Just to be on the safe side for food, let's go over and we'll check that chest just to see if there's anything really good in there. Let's get some more ice because we are going to need water. All right, we got our 3 iron, 4 iron, and our silicone. So there we go. We can use that. I'm going to leave everything up that I built in there. It's not taking too much power. Okay, water. I don't really need, sulfur, that'll be useful later. Don't really need it now. Yeah, damn, that's disappointing. I probably should have left that because it might have actually had something good later. All right. So there's a wrecked ship nearby, but there's also another area that I think is pretty well stocked for things. We'll take the super alloy and the 2 food. Yeah, we'll take all of that. We'll leave the plant thing there because that's not even a really good seed. We'll get better seeds later. God, you know what? It's just going to be better just to get the terraformation higher while I'm over here. Because I'll need to head out to get iridium, but just to have this going in the background while we're traveling should be getting us some more shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a little bit more, and then as soon as we have the backpack, I will head out, and we will go to the next area. And then once I get there, I'll put the video on pause, and I will come back once we have gotten some more, I've built the place up a little bit, just to sort of speed things along. Okay, all right, let's do the water. We'll make more water just to have. All right, so 2, 3, 2 extra silicone. That's not a big deal. All right, we're at 279. I think I need magnesium for the backpack, so we'll grab that while we're waiting for the terraformation to keep increasing. Just to be on the safe side, we'll grab 2. Oh, my inventory's full. Well, hey, guess what'll fix that? Bigger backpack. Excellent. Okay, so we need... Oh, beautiful. Okay. And there we go. All right, well, we'll deconstruct that because we don't need that. Deconstruct that as well. All right, I think we're pretty good to go overall. All right, so let's head out. Yeah. Oh no, I don't have a second piece of titanium. Okay. Okay, there's one over there. No, that's iron. Shit. Okay, there, that's some titanium. Excellent. All right, so I'm pretty sure I can go right up here. Yes. Once I can get the exoskeleton, I'll expand my inventory slots so I can get the flashlight, because that would be pretty useful to have. Huh, I thought there was a storage crate over here, but I guess not. I think that's a sulfur area, but we don't need to go there right now. We need the iridium. Free up some space, eat some food. Okay. And there you can see a very large shipwreck in the distance. So we are going to want to head in that direction soon, but not right now. The base location we're going to want, I think there's like a lava cave to the right here. And that's where we can find iridium. Now, since the resources don't respawn, the other source of getting resources is you can build miners, like mining extraction modules later, and based on where you place them determines what materials you get. So like that cloudy area back there, I believe that'll mine sulfur. Out here, it would mine iron, and then that's the cave. So let's go ahead. Yep, yep, it's getting low, I know. Okay. Da-da. Okay. So yeah, I think, yeah, this is the iridium cave. So if you build it in there and see the iridium up there, like the red, damn it, I only have one inventory spot. I can't go grab any yet. That's fine though. I'll head back there in a second. But yeah, so our first main build location that's going to be like where we really grow out from is going to be up over here. And yes, there's the smaller wreck ship. Oh, and a storage crate. Very good. All right, so we don't want to get too far from the cave, but we also don't want to be in a too rocky of an area. Yeah, the resources aren't super dense here, but it looks like they are more dense up here. So I think right about here should be fine. Okay. And I have another iron, so we can drop some shit off. All right, and then we take our 2, save the game. And just to show you really quick before I pause this for a little bit, I'll show you what the Iridium Cave looks like, just to give you an idea of how different the biomes are. And overall, I mean, the game is not super taxing on the video card, and it looks really good. Okay, and there's some ice, so once that melts, that means that we can explore further from there. Okay, so there's some iridium. Got to keep an eye on the oxygen because I can't go so far that I won't be able to get back. I have the 1 oxygen tank left. Oh, and there's some aluminum in here. Okay, aluminum is going to be super useful in the next tier, so grabbing it now is a great idea. Okay. Yeah, so see how the screen's going black? And there we go. Not dying, hooray. All right, so yeah, so I am going to basically pause it here, and then I will come back and resume the video once we've got the base built out a little better, and go from there. All right, so we've got about, I would say, 5 hours into the game now. One, just to show you where I ended up. As you can see, we've got a lot going in the progress. We've got clouds making our way towards rain. Got a decent amount of storage so far. Have tier 1, and then over here is tier 2 crafting. I built this. This produces oxygen, and it's just a good add-on to have the biodome. I'm hoping to get the lab soon because that's where we can make a lot of the stuff with what we're going to be getting and using algae for, like lots of stuff for using later. Essentially, is what we're going to be crafting in there for the plant stage. Got the tier 3 heaters, and my base now is like through there is where I came out of, where there was where I came down like the hill, like that was the sand falls. Let me go ahead and take care of that. As you can see, I got a lot of space, got some agility boots to move faster, tier 4 backpack and oxygen tank, got the jetpack now so I can fly and get around a lot easier. One weird thing is if you try to fly up, it doesn't work very good, but if you fly backwards, then you go up like way faster. You can be somewhat limited in how high you go based on the tier of the jetpack. So right now I've got the tier 1 jetpack, but I'm going to make the tier 2 soon. I've got power from the big solar panels, and then I've also got my first nuclear reactor over here. I have the launch pad, which we're going to be using to send some rockets up because, as you see, this gives a bonus to the heat, this gives a bonus to the pressure, and these are mapping rockets that you can use just to get a better look around as far as the world itself. All right, let's go back down, go back over here. But yeah, so that's about where I'm at. At the next phase in the next video, down there, there's going to be a bunch of water. And there should be like a bunch more stuff. Like the base is going to be way bigger than it is currently right now. And hopefully there will even be some greenery growing around. I've got my oxygen producers out here, and I found two of these, the golden seed, which is a 600% multiplier of the oxygen produced. That's I think 400, yep, and this one is a 300, and then that's the other golden seed. Um, but yeah, the rockets actually stack, so that's like 85.7 PK a second. So when I launch the rocket, that goes up by 1,000% each time I do it. It's not multiplicative, it is additive. But it benefits throughout the entire thing. So what I'm going to try this run is launch a ton of rockets. When you launch rockets for the earlier ones, it causes meteor storms, and then there's material in the meteor storms that you can use to build more rockets. So it's almost like a perpetual cycle of the materials that you can use for it. But yeah, things are coming along pretty well. Haven't died yet, and I am pretty happy with the setup. The next tier of the heaters actually get to be built outside versus inside, so that'll free up some room. Plus, I've got the big living compartment I'm going to be making, and then also the communications antenna, which is going to get me some more of the notifications, like messages and stuff. There's a storyline. Basically, we're a prisoner here. We have to terraform it. That's our prison sentence. The corporation running it sends us messages from time to time, but there's also somebody that we know. I don't know if it's like a partner or a spouse, who is also sending us messages trying to help out. So I'll see what goes on with the story there. And then yeah, I've got two of the food growers going right now to do the beans, because the beans early on have the biggest amount of food. They give you 60 health, so that's good. And then yeah, I've got a lot more plants I can use. Oh, and then yeah, there is these. They just added these to the game. I'm sure it's worth more in multiplayer because there's no third person, but when you put it on, it goes, I can't move the camera? Oh, no, I can move the camera. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it's not the mouse, it's the And yeah, that's all you do over and over is just go, yay! But yeah, there's a bunch of different suits that you can find. So, looking forward to seeing if any of those are cool. But yeah, don't forget to check out Echo's game. He's doing it multiplayer with a few people right now already, and they are like way further ahead than I am. Sounds like multiplayer, it doesn't increase the difficulty. You can just get everything done a ton faster, building, searching, and terraforming. So I'll be joining his game next week. Till then, hope everybody takes care and stays safe. Have a great one.